From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the daily news for July 27th, 2026. These are the stories we are covering at this hour. A raging wildfire in southwest France forced the evacuation of 55,000 people overnight Sunday, bringing the total forced out of their homes to a staggering 220,000 in one region alone, as flames crept ever closer to the wine region city of Bordeaux. Neighboring Spain oversaw its own fire evacuations on the country's east coast. Shifting and gusting winds, as well as arid conditions, complicated massive efforts to limit the spread of the monster blaze, burning out of control since midweek in France's Gironde region, where Bordeaux is located. Authorities issued overnight evacuation orders for 5 more localities southwest of the historic city. The situation remains very unfavorable, French Interior Minister Laurent Nunez said when he described as another difficult night for fire crews battling round the clock against the blaze that has burned an area 4 times the size of Paris. The fire became extremely virulent again and unpredictable, generating its own winds and advancing erratically toward the Bordeaux metropolitan area. Nunez posted on X, became calmer by the end of the night, the minister added. In a related story, at the end of his Sunday Angelus prayer, Pope Leo XIV referenced the devastating wildfires in France and Spain and said, "I express my solidarity and invite everyone to pray for those affected and for the work of the rescue workers." An estimated 42,000 hectares, or 162 square miles, had burned in Gironde, the region's prefecture said. Much of it forests and scrubland, made tinder dry by successive heat waves. Again, that is 7 times the area of Manhattan Island and 4 times the size of Paris. Turning the news from Germany, the suspect in the deadly Berlin Pride attack that left 1 person dead and 29 injured was shot and killed by police during a confrontation on Sunday in the suburb of the city, authorities said. Abdul Balau, a German citizen with Lebanese roots, was killed following a search that lasted nearly 24 hours after the attack in downtown Berlin. Prosecutors said he had previously sought to join the militant Islamic State group. Balau was suspected of driving a van into a crowd near Berlin's Pride Festival Saturday night before apparently stabbing others with a machete in what authorities believe was an Islamic extremist terror attack. Interior Minister Alexander Dobrindt said the attack occurred a few hundred meters from a party near the Brandenburg Gate that was supposed to close out the city's Pride Festival. Balau was tracked down around 6 p.m. Sunday at a garden in Spandau, a Berlin suburb, the city's police department wrote on X. They said he apparently ran toward officers with a sharp instrument and police fired at least 1 shot. He died at the scene. And finally, oil prices eased in early trading Sunday, falling further from a 2-month high set last week after the United States and Iran refrained from launching military strikes in the Persian Gulf for a 2nd straight day. The price for a barrel of Brent crude oil to be delivered in September dropped 4.9% to $92.02 shortly after trading resumed. The decline followed a 3.9% drop on Friday. Brent crude, the international standard, briefly hit $102 a barrel last week. That was $30 more than the most actively traded contract in the Brent market was going for early in the month, and the highest it had been since May. Oil prices surged this month because of increased fighting in the Middle East and worries a return to all-out war would further slow the global flow of crude oil. The ability of tankers to pass safely through the Strait of Hormuz has been the central concern for the oil market since the U.S. and Israel attacked Iran in late February. The narrow strip of water off Iran's coast is the route through which 1/5 of the world's oil typically leaves the Persian Gulf and heads to customers worldwide, and the conflict has largely halted shipping traffic. In the United States, the price for a gallon of regular gasoline on Sunday was $4.11, up from $3.90 a month ago, and just $3.15 a year ago, according to Motor Club AAA. That's the news at this hour. PEP Radio is available on the Live 365 app, the homepage at paequality.com, Roku, Alexa, and wherever you find streaming radio. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.